In the bustling town of Little Whistle, excitement filled the air as Christmas approached. Among the cheerful inhabitants was Peppa Pig, a spirited young piglet with a penchant for adventure. Peppa had been diligently working on her Christmas list, jotting down her wishes for a snow globe, a new pair of yellow boots, and a magical storybook. One bright morning, Peppa woke up with a sparkle in her eyes, eager to hand off her list to Santa at the annual holiday fair. However, when she reached for the list tucked neatly under her pillow, it was gone! Panic surged through Peppa. Her carefully crafted Christmas dreams seemed to vanish with the missing list. Peppa knew she had to act fast before Santa arrived at the fair. She dashed downstairs to find her younger brother George, busy playing with his dinosaur toy. Peppa took a moment to explain her predicament, her eyes wide with urgency. Resourceful as ever, George suggested retracing Peppa's steps from the day before. The first stop on their journey was the living room, where they had wrapped presents with their parents. The floor was still scattered with bits of wrapping paper and ribbons, but there was no list to be found. Next, they headed to the kitchen, recounting how Peppa had helped bake gingerbread cookies. Amidst the flour-dusted countertop, they looked high and low, but alas, it yielded no clues. Undeterred, Peppa and George ventured outside into the garden, where they had built a snow pig the previous afternoon. Peppa remembered how the list had slipped from her pocket while gathering snow for the pig's body. As they approached the snow creature, a thought occurred to Peppa. What if the list had been caught in the breeze? Excited by the new lead, Peppa and George examined the surrounding bushes and trees. Their eyes caught something fluttering in the wind near the garden gnome, a telltale piece of paper, partially buried in a pile of snow. Elation filled Peppa's heart as she realized they had found the long-lost list. George clapped with glee, prancing around the garden in celebration. With the list in hand and the clock ticking, Peppa and George hurried to the holiday fair. Upon arrival, the sight of festive lights and cheerful music greeted them. Peppa eagerly queued with George by her side, clutching her hard-earned list. When it was finally Peppa's turn, she presented her list to Santa with a smile that stretched from ear to ear. As they made their way back home, Peppa thanked George for his help. "George, you're the best detective ever!" she exclaimed, ruffling his little head. George giggled, pleased with their success. They returned to their cozy, warm house, feelings of accomplishment and festive cheer wrapping around them like a comforting blanket, knowing that this Christmas would be one to remember.